My name is Tom Mesereau. I'm a criminal defense lawyer. I was lead defense counsel for Michael Jackson in his trial in Santa Barbara in 2005. And I'm here to support journalist Aphrodite Jones, who wrote a book about the trial.
My name's Aphrodite Jones. I'm a reporter, investigative journalist. The subject of my newest book is Michael Jackson and the truth behind the trial. And that is to say that the media slanted the coverage of the Jackson trial in order to give the public the impression that Michael Jackson was guilty in 2005, when in fact a jury of 12 people found the man to be completely innocent.
During the trial, I wouldn't look at Ms. Jones. I wouldn't wave at her. I wouldn't smile at her. I want nothing to do with her, because I associated her with the media, who I thought was very anti-Michael Jackson. About a year after the verdicts, I bumped into her accidentally at an art gallery in Beverly Hills, and we started chatting, and I told her I wanted nothing to do with her during the trial. I didn't like her reporting. I didn't like what the media was doing, for the most part. And she told me that she felt bad about the way the case had been reported. She'd been thinking a lot about it, and she wanted to set the record straight with an honest, accurate book that would, in fact, criticize the media. I still wasn't sure if I believed her or trusted her, but she started sending me drafts of the book, and I quickly concluded I think she's trying to be honest. I'm very supportive of what she's done.
You know, the interest of the media in slanting any story is very simple. It's ratings, and we as a public feed that. We are very interested in anybody's dirt, anybody's dirty laundry. If there are allegations to be made, it doesn't matter if they're true or not, they'll be thrown out there by the media, and it can ruin a person's career. I asked Judge Melville if I could be granted a court order to look at all the evidence, and he did grant me that order. I was able to therefore get to all of the evidence, the photos, the videos, the clip of the young accuser talking to the police, which actually convinced me more than ever that the whole case was a sham, because not only did the jury foreman tell me that the jurors did not believe him, but I myself rewound that tape 3 times and looked at this boy and thought, he's telling the police that he doesn't know simple things about sexuality, and he's 13 years old. There's something wrong with this picture.
What have you been doing since the trial?
Oh, all types of people have approached me. I mean, I certainly became better known, but I'd like to think I didn't change who I was. I still do a lot of pro bono work in the African American community in Los Angeles. We started a free clinic at a prominent African American church after the trial, where lawyers and law students donate their time to help people who don't have enough money to pay for legal fees and need direction. I still do at least one pro bono death penalty case in the Deep South every year. I'll be trying one in Alabama next month. And I'd like to think that I'm still the same person. I especially did not like the very cruel, very heartless way he is attacked and portrayed for things that when you dissect them and put them under a microscope just don't add up. For example, you know, he's made fun of for having had some plastic surgery, and then if you ask, you know, if I sell people in Beverly Hills or in Los Angeles, you know, where I live, well, he's had a couple of plastic surgeries. You know, you've got half the population having 20 or more. I mean, in this city, why are you focusing on this? Or his makeup. You know, Michael, who I got to know in the trial, I'd never met him before it, you know, showed me his back one day with brown patches and white patches. You know, he has a serious skin disease, which he's very open about showing people. You know, he has to deal with essentially a disability, so he puts some makeup on his face, and that becomes the subject of just late night amusement. And, you know, the way he was attacked and the way he is attacked, given the position I was in, defending his life, was very disturbing, very unsettling. And I think reinforced some of my hostility to this media infotainment tabloid type approach.
I want to add one other thought to that, and I address this in the book, and that is the baby dangling incident. It just so, is the mic still on? It just so happens that in the Bashir documentary, which I studied it and I have a copy of, and then I was able to see the outtake footage because that was shown in the courtroom. And in the Bashir documentary, you see Michael Jackson. Bashir comes in, he happened to have been there for the baby dangling incident, and he comes into Jackson's hotel room, and he's in Germany, and he says, "Can't you understand how the world doesn't see that this is a good thing, that you took your baby and dangled out the window?" And Michael says, "I didn't dangle the baby. They're trying to make a big deal about it because from the camera angle, it looks like I was dangling the baby."
There were 2,000 fans outside the window that were screaming and chanting to see my new baby. And I walked outside there with Prince, and I walked outside there with Paris, and I waved to everybody, and they really wanted to see the baby. He said, why would I want to hurt my child? When I finally went out there to show them the baby, I held the baby out, very tightly gripped, and came back in. It was for 1 second, for 2 seconds, okay? But he says the media just played it over and over and over again and made it look like I was trying to drop the baby. He says, I'm not crazy, I'm not stupid. I would never drop my own child. I'm a good dad.
I do not believe race was the primary motivation for the district attorney's office going after Michael Jackson. I think the fact that he was the best known celebrity on the planet was. I think the benefits they hoped to garner from convicting him had more to do with his mega celebrity status than his race. Taking down the best known person on the planet was going to give them far more perceived benefits than taking down a black person, in my opinion. I have gone on record as saying that this prosecution was bigoted and mean-spirited. But the bigotry and the mean-spiritedness, to me, based on what I experienced and what I saw, had more to do with going after his sexuality, going after his eccentricity, than they did his blackness.
Lastly, who's your favorite courtroom videographer?
You are.
Okay, thanks, Tom.
Good to see you. Thanks for